What's going on, everybody? This is Scott, also known as ChaChingKing, and something is happening right now in Texas, and I'm wondering if your state could be next. The Texas Comptroller, that's the people that control our taxes in the state of Texas, has rewritten a rule called 3.330, and they have rewritten it for clarification. The clarification now forces us to pay sales tax on the fees that we pay eBay. Buyers have been paying sales tax on the items they buy for some time. Not every state does it, but most of the states are charging sales tax on the items bought online. This is new, and as far as I can tell, Texas is the first one to do anything like this. eBay charges us a fee for the goods and stuff we sell. That's what they provide us, the platform and the money collecting and all of those things. That's what we're paying a fee for. And not just eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, any of them that are charging a fee. The rule change in Texas is now that fee has become taxable. It takes place for us October 1st, 2025, just right around the corner. And quite frankly, I didn't know. I had a viewer send me a note and ask me if I was going to make a video about this. And I did a lot of checking, and I found Casa Chic. She's on Instagram. If you're not following her, she's great. She puts out a lot of daily tips. I didn't even tell her I was going to mention her name. And there's a lady named Nikki Buys that just recently put out a video on YouTube. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything at all. It's possible that it slipped by me. Obviously it did, because a couple of people that I watch have seen it. But I don't want it to slip by you. So let's talk about exactly how this took place. The clarification that the Texas Comptroller has done is to call these fees I'm going to read it to you, a taxable data processing service. And as such, now it's taxable. And the percentage is fairly small when you look at it out of context. So it's only on the fee that was charged. So eBay charges about 13% on fees. So how much will the new tax be? Well, first of all, they don't charge all of the fee. They charge 80% of whatever the fee was is what the Texas sales tax will be on top of that. And if you have local fees, that might be included in there too. So in Texas, the state rate is 6.25%. So it sounds small because I'm just paying that on 80% of the fee charge. So on a $35 sale, the average of that would be about 30 cents extra. That sure doesn't sound like much, does it? That's like less than 1%. And for a $100 sale, it's about 86 cents extra. Again, doesn't sound a lot, other than when you do this as a business, you realize that, the cost of shipping goes up all the time. The cost of supplies goes up all the time. The cost of inventory goes up all the time. And one of the downsides of this is that when Texas implemented this, they are providing no additional services at all. There's a new tax with absolutely nothing in return from the state of Texas other than clarification. And for me, the clarification is like, well, we would just want more money. Keep in mind that even though the percentages are small, in the state of Texas, this still adds up to a lot of money. It's hard for me to tell exactly how much money, but if you take the eBay sales nationwide and you take the Texas population and you pull a percentage of it out, it comes to somewhere between $25 and $30 million a year in the state of Texas. Not life-changing money for the state of Texas, but it might be for some of us on the bottom end of this tax. One thing to make clear, this isn't anything that eBay did or Poshmark did or Etsy or any of the platforms that charge a fee. This is strictly from the state of Texas. On an individual sale, this isn't a big deal, but cumulative, it begins to add up. If your average sale price is around that $35 range and you have 2,000 sales, you're talking about $600 that you got nothing additional for. And I think it's going to be worse than that. And let me tell you why. eBay has collected the sales tax for us and paid it to each respective state. They charge us their 13% on that too, and I've always understood that because they're handling the money for me. they're not going to collect this additional money for free. So I've got eBay's initial fee. Texas has thrown a new sales tax at it, and I'm going to pay a fee on the tax on the fee. Guaranteed. It'll all be rolled into one, but my fee will go up as a result. As far as I could tell, I did a lot of research since I found this out, and I don't know that any other state is doing this. I absolutely chime in below if you know different, because I'm not claiming that I'm 100% correct. I just couldn't find it. But I also think that most of you are aware, a lot of other states, when they see it, are going to follow suit. They're going to do something similar. That would be my guess. So wherever you're at, whatever state you're in, comment below. Do you think your state will do this? Some states still are not charging sales tax on online sales, like Alaska. Alaska has a ton of oil money in comparison with other states, and so they don't have the sales tax on top of online sales fees on online marketplaces. But it's rare. I think the vast majority of states are charging this. And I think that when they see what Texas has done, you're going to end up paying sales tax on top of these services. I would love to know what you think. Shout out to Casa Chic and Nikki Buys, who have covered this in their own way already. I think it's concerning because we don't operate with this massive margin anyway. A lot of us don't. And every single percentage makes a difference. So I'd love to know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to see you real soon on the next one. Bye.